We're almost live and we're live now. Hi everyone, my name is Alina. I'm JobDoc's brand ambassador, and today for this live session, we'll be discussing all the stages of our application process so you can get a glimpse of what to expect next if you are already applying or you're thinking about applying. So as you may know, our incredible JobDoc guides will help you since the very beginning of the application process until your start date. So we thought that it would be a great idea to have them explain to you in 6 easy steps the JobDoc application process. So without any further ado, I would like to welcome our guide panelists for today, Pindile and Maria. Hi, girls.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So since you're part of the Super Guides team, we thought that it would be a great idea for you to share with us what's your favorite superhero and also a little bit about yourselves.
Yeah. So I'll start. My name is Pindi. I'm from South Africa. And if you make it through the application process, I'll be one of the people that guide you through the application process. Here's my job title, the guide. And my favorite superhero, I guess, would be a group of girls. It just speaks a lot to the power team that I form part of at JobDoc. We every day, coming together to change lives, and basically that's our super strength, changing your life. And that's it.
Thanks, Pindi.
Sorry. My name is Maria. I am from Mexico. I am also a guide. I will be in contact with you probably at some point. And my favorite superhero is Batman. And I'm sorry, I'm very conventional that way. It's been my favorite superhero since I was a little kid. He was very cool and had very cool cars and a very cool mask. And that's it.
Thank you so much, girls. Thanks for sharing. And well, for the people who are watching us right now, let us know in the comments if you will share your favorite superhero with one of our guides. And also, if you have any questions regarding JobDoc or the application process, let us know in the comments, and we will be answering to your questions at the end of the session. So here at JobDoc, we help incredible people find amazing jobs working from home for businesses based in the US. We love doing these live sessions because this way you can get to know us a little bit more, get to know about our company culture, and my favorite part is that you get to meet part of the team, in this case, guides. And well, we have some disclaimers before we continue. Disclaimer number 1, we never charge any fee or money in any step of the application process. So please take an eye on that. If you are asked money, be sure that that's scam or that's a false account. So please take care. And disclaimer number 2, we are not a call center. We get asked that a lot. So it's important for us to share with you that we are not a call center and your activities are not related to a call center. So with that said, now it's time for our super guides to guide us through the application process. So Pindi, can you please share with us what's the very first step of the application process?
Perfect. So the very first step in the application process is you would have probably caught an ad about us on LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram. And maybe you're just looking through the job postings for a virtual assistant job or a remote role and basically notice one of our job offers. Now, it's very important that if you decide to click on the apply button, to know that you'll surely get an email from us, some form of correspondence with instructions for you to apply via the link. Now, that's the first stage in our application process. You need to submit your application through that link. Very, very important is that you cannot do this application process via a mobile device. You need to apply through a computer, and it's extremely important that you read fully the information on that link, so that it includes the instructions that need to be followed in order for you to submit your application successfully. Now, the order of the day is attention to detail, and it's very important that from the first stage, from the first time you actually start the job application with JobDoc, is that you're very attentive to detail. Now, that's the first step.
Great, thanks, Pindi. So what's the second step, Maria? Can you please share with us?
Of course. The second step of the application process is to actually create your profile. For this, once you pass the first stage, If you follow the instructions and were attentive to detail, you will be contacted by one of us, your guides, and you're very specific. You will have a specific guide assigned, and we will ask you to create a profile. So to do this, you will need to include an essay, your resume, your cover letter, and a 90-second video explaining why you're incredible. There are very specific instructions that need to be followed in order to create your profile successfully too. So be sure to read everything. And again, attention to detail here is very, very important. If you get rejected after either the first stage or this stage, the second stage, you can reapply. Just make sure to do so with a different email address. This is very important because if you use the same email address, we won't know that you're reapplying. We already have a profile created for you in our system, and we need to create another one. That's why we ask a different email address. If you have any questions at any point during the process, you can always contact us via email or WhatsApp. You can give us a call, and we will make sure to answer all your questions.
Now, that was the second step. If you pass that second stage, your guide will then ask you to schedule an interview with one of our team members. Now, this is done via the WhatsApp platform. We suggest that before you actually book your interview, make sure that you have stable internet connection. Now, that's very vital to the role. Without your laptop, without stable connection, there's no way you can actually administer a remote role successfully. Now, you need to take the time to actually double check all this. Make sure that you find a very quiet place with a clean background like what we have today. And make sure that there aren't any noises, dogs, or disturbances, like no one can pass behind you or in front of you during the interview. It's so important. Now, you need to be very professional and show up on time with the right kind of attire. This is a formal interview, and therefore you need to show up as such. Now, you need to also make a very great impression so that you leave a good impression for the person that is to still view your interview. However, unfortunately in this step, if you do get rejected after your interview, you can no longer reapply. Now, because this really just means that you don't meet the minimum requirements that we are actually looking for, therefore reapplying would just be, a waste of time as well, because then we're very thorough in our process and we're looking for a certain kind of incredible being, and you need to be able to match and meet the minimum standards. So at this stage, unfortunately, if you do get rejected, you can no longer apply. And that's the third step.
The fourth step in the application process is to receive your contract. So if you pass the interview with us, we will send you the contract via email and via platform. You don't need to download anything. You don't need to print anything. You just put in your name, you sign the contract, and we will schedule a Zoom call with you to go over the contract itself and all the details of the contract. We will review the matchmaking process in detail as well. The matchmaking process is everything that happens after you sign your contract, and we will go over any questions that you may have. If you accept and you sign your contract, our matchmaking team will send your profile to the US employer that they think you would be the perfect fit for. So if you receive a contract from us, it does not mean that you are employed yet. You still have to go through the whole matchmaking process, but we will review that, and it's just a matter of time. And that is the fourth stage.
Now, the fifth step of the process, and I think it's the most exciting, leading up to this point, you've had different challenges that you've gone through, different things that we've measured, and now it's finally time to interview with a US-based employer. Now, if the US-based employer reviews your profile, in your profile is everything you've submitted from the first challenge to the second challenge, and basically if they approve your profile, we will then set up another interview. This time, it's the US employer that does all the questioning, and basically they conduct the interview. Before the interview begins, we will ask you to join into the call 15 minutes before, where you'll be met with one of our team members. They will guide the interview process and stay with you in the interview so it's a bit more comfortable. In this 15 minutes, you get to prepare, sound check, background check, everything is perfect, and you've got a stable internet connection. 15 minutes into that call, the clients will then join into the meeting and basically interview you. And that's the first step.
The sixth and last stage of the application process is to be matched with a US employer. So if after the interview with the potential client, they decide to hire you, congratulations, you're matched. And the next step is to set up a start date. This is the first day that you will start working with the client. We, your guides, will be in contact with you to set all of this up and to answer any questions that you may have. If after the interview, the US employer feels like you're not what they're looking for, don't worry. We'll continue with the matchmaking process and set up other interviews with other potential employers. We will continue to do this for a reasonable amount of time because we do not mean to waste your time or for you to miss out on other job opportunities. So we will keep you updated as much as we can on your matchmaking process. And if you have any questions, you can always let us know and we will make sure to answer all your questions. And this is the last stage of the application process.
So there you have it. Thank you, Maria and Pindi. You very well explained all the process for the application here at JobDoc. And well, thanks everyone for seeing this. We'll start now with the quick Q&A phase. On the Q&A stage, we will be answering some of your questions that you're leaving right now in the comments. If you have a question, please remember now's the time to ask. And well, let's start with some of the questions. And the first one, they are asking, it's necessary to know English perfectly.
Mari, you got this one.
Of course, we do require a certain level of English. So it must be advanced English, business English specifically, if you can get there, because the US employer does not speak Spanish or any other language that is not English. So if you don't speak English, they don't speak any other language, so you won't be able to communicate. This is why we require that you have a certain level of advanced English. So yes, English is required.
Thank you, Maria. Here we have another question. They are asking, what do you do at JobDoc?
We basically are the guides, like our title says. We guide you through the whole application process. I mean, I don't think there's another employer that actually puts out an ad out there, gives the instructions, and still guides you through the whole application process. So there are things and challenges that we've put in place, and we feel that you might get stuck somewhere. And it's always nice to have someone to correspond with if you get stuck in something. You know, this is 100% remote role. There isn't an office that you can call into. So we've just made ourselves so accessible in terms of social media and emails. And you know, it's just so easy to reach us if you do have a question that nothing in our blogs can answer. So yeah, we guide you through the whole application process. We take in all the questions and are always 100% available to help.
Thank you, Pindi. The next one, they're saying, I have an interview next week. Any tips? So that's tips for the interview.
Sure. Tips for the interview: make sure that all your equipment works. That is very important. If you cannot make it to your interview, please let us know. You can contact any of your guides and we will make sure to reschedule your interview. More tips: be sure to dress accordingly. That is very important. Be sure that background noise is minimal, that the background is executive looking, clean looking background. And if you don't know how to answer a question, don't be nervous. Breathe, everything's fine, you got this. We will not ask any questions that you cannot answer. There are a few questions in there that are a bit unusual. However, it is not anything that is impossible or unrealistic. So breathe, you got this, don't worry.
Thank you, Maria. So they are asking, hello, what if I already applied once? I think they mean like they applied, but they didn't got it.
Yeah. So it just depends on what level you got in the first time that you applied. So just to re-emphasize that if you get through the first application, you did your first challenge and you passed, got through the second challenge and you failed, you can still submit another application with a different email address. The only time that you can't reapply again with us is if you've made it to interview level, we've measured your skills, and we've concluded that you do not meet the minimum requirements. So applying for the first time depends on what stage you got in the process that can equal the you being able to actually apply again.
Thank you, Pindi. So someone's asking if we have somebody working from Argentina right now at JobDuck.
Yes, we have a lot of people from Argentina. Unfortunately, none of us is from Argentina, but yes, we have both team members in JobDuck and working with clients that are in Argentina at the moment.
Thank you. So they are asking approximately how long does the whole process take?
Yeah. So with the process itself, from the time you press apply and you submit your application form, you have 2 weeks in order to complete the whole application, right? In terms of your submissions. This is all dependent on you, unfortunately, how quick the process will take. We have candidates that are dedicated to the process and from the get-go submit every document, respond to every email correspondence, schedule their interviews on timely, and basically we will then give you a date as to when you interview. Once your interview is passed, you need to give that 3 to 4 days before you can get a response from us. And then obviously then there's the second phase of everything where you will receive a contract. Once you have signed your contracts, we prepare a profile for a client to review. Now, that response time is dependent on the client. So we need to get either a yes or a no from the client, and that will define whether you get an interview or you go back into the matchmaking process where we then try and match you with another client if your profile from the first client doesn't get reviewed. Now, so a yes and a no is basically what delays the process or can speed up the process. But I think in the first 2 weeks of you clicking apply, yes, I've committed to going through with the application with JobDuck, you have 2 weeks. If you make that process much less in terms of submission, the next part, that you have no control over can take place even sooner. So I think with this question, I would actually advise someone that if you are committed to the process, do it very quickly, because in the first part of this you have control over. The second part, once you've signed your contract and you're waiting for us to match you with the client, is literally on the client's hands and their response to what you've put out to us so far. So yeah, I think just do your best to speedily disqualify the 2 weeks and make it maybe a few days. So then the rest of the lagging days could actually be on the client side to actually approve your profile. But just know that we work extensively and have put measures in place in order for you to get placed as soon as possible. So yeah, good luck with the whole process. And yeah, we're here to assist you and make it a quick placement.
Thank you, Bindi. We have another question. They are asking, once you got the job, the payment, timing, etc., goes through JobDuck or directly with the client?
You are hired by us, so you will be paid by us. Essentially, you will be part of our team, but you will be working with a client. So anything regarding payments, even leave time, you would be reviewing with us, not with the client. So there is a measure of involvement from us from the very beginning and until you are working with a client. We don't let you go, don't worry.
Thank you, Maria. So we have more questions. They are asking, what are the tasks usually a virtual assistant do while working with your clients?
I think that's such an important question because that's everyone's wonder. In administration, it's so broad in terms of what you can do and what you can offer. Now, our clients come into the business with a certain spec of basically of what they are looking for assistance for. And this will determine what you do in the end. But I mean, if you had to just think about it on a general level, an administrator can be anyone who does filing, who does reception work, you know, taking calls, make bookings, manage diaries. So if you think about it in that sense, I think it more or less prepares you of what's to come. We can never for sure tell you, especially early in the process, as to what you'll definitely be doing for a client. It is all client dependent. But I think if you just look at the scope of administration in general, you'll get a good idea of what will be required from you. So great English, you know, comprehensive English, you speak well, then we know, okay, fine, you can answer calls, you can take messages, and you can relay them really well. In terms of the documentation and the essays that you submit, if you pay attention to detail, grammar, spelling mistakes, then we know you can type emails, you can make bookings, you know, you can edit a bit of work. And I think that all falls under the scope of administration. So I think come in with that mindset, knowing that it's so broad in terms of what you can do, in terms of, it was just for marketing, it was just for administration, the question, hey, not going via marketing. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And well, we have more questions. They are asking, how does one apply?
So to apply, you can do it kind of several ways. You can go to our social media and apply there. You just need to click the apply button. You can go to our website. We have a dedicated website, and in there you can see the job applications that we have, the job openings that we have available right now. You can choose the one that fits you the most, and then you can apply. You can apply through work job sites as well. And if you contact us, or if you know someone that works at JobDuck, you can ask for a referral link and you can apply there as well.
Thank you, Maria. They are asking how the payment system works.
So the company pays through PayPal. You need to link your PayPal account to your personal bank account. And basically just noting that JobDuck and the client does not do the taxes for you. All this is done as per your country's regulations. So it's very important to have a PayPal account, and that PayPal account has to be linked to your personal bank account. Also important to note that the company pays twice a month, on the 15th and on the last day of each month. So your first month will be prorated. Depending on when you started working, that's how your payments will go. So on the 15th of each month, the company pays for the last 2 weeks of the previous month. And on the last day of each month, the company pays for the first 2 weeks. So yeah, it's the PayPal account.
Thank you, Pindi. So they're asking, if you are rejected, will you be notified?
Yes. If you're rejected in any stage of the application process or the matchmaking process, we will notify you. If you haven't received any word from us, please be sure to check your spam folder. And if the email is not there, you can write to your guide and we will see what's going on and we'll give you an update on what happened.
Thank you, Maria. They're asking, what are the hours? I think they mean like our work hours.
Yeah. Because we are working for US-based companies, we need to work US time zones, and therefore, pending where you stay and where your employer stays, you'll be working the employer's time zones. So I'm not too definitely sure about other time zones, but if anyone in South Africa is actually watching, in South Africa, your normal shift in terms of daylight saving would be 2:30 until 11:30. This will be 11:30 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. And during the normal hours, it'll be from 3:30 until 12 midnight. Marie, how would your hours work?
So for anyone in the American continent, because we hire from a couple of countries in the American continent, We are located in Eastern time. So you need to set your clocks. It's very tricky with the American continent because it shifts like an hour or two. But just be sure to check that you are in Eastern time. Because we work in Eastern time here at JobDoc, our regular hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. from Monday to Friday.
Okay, thank you, Maria. We have more questions coming. This is a reminder that this is the time for you to ask if you have any questions regarding JobDoc or the application process. Now's the time. And okay, I'm reading more questions. They're asking, I saw on the website that the salary is $800. Can that be discussed later in regards to your experience?
Yes, your salary will be discussed. We have a probation period, a trial period of 90 days. So after the 90 days, we can discuss anything. And after the 1 year of being employed with the US client, then you can review from salary to even maybe some tasks that you would be performing. So after 1 year, everything is up for review, depending on performance.
That's right. And well, next question. They're asking, can I reapply as many times as I want, or is there a limit?
I mean, I think eventually you'll run out of email addresses. Just to remind you that at every new application, you need a new email address to apply with. I think with this question, I'd really encourage you to really read the instructions. I don't think it's necessary. I think maybe the first time, yeah, you missed something. But the second time around, if you do fail the process, just question your submission, question what you've read, and maybe just take time to just go over it a bit more and see what is it that you could have missed. You know, everyone goes through the same application process. So if other people can do it, so can you. Just believe in yourself. I really don't think it's necessary to apply a lot of times. And yeah, I think it's just, and you have the guides there to assist you if you do get stuck. I mean, we can't offer advice in terms of the application process itself, but I think we can guide you as far as you actually getting it right. So attention to detail, read your instructions carefully, question your submission, relook, read our blogs, just stay informed, basically. And I think that should help you through. But yeah, I don't think, maybe let's just keep it to 3 applications.
Thanks, Pindy. Okay, so next question. Let's see, what do we have here? Are you looking for more recruiters to recruit for JobDoc in South Africa, Cape Town?
We have a variety of positions for both internal positions and for to be placed with a client in South Africa. Yes. So as long as you're from South Africa and we can legally pay you, it's all set. You can apply and we'll see where you are placed, because that is not something that we can guarantee. We cannot guarantee you that you will make it into our team or that you can go or that you will go with a client. So in that sense, it is up to you, basically, and your application and everything you send. So go for it.
Thanks, Maria. So next question, it says, hello, I hope you are well. Thank you. I wanted to know, after sending all the required documents, in what stage am I? Thank you.
I think if you know who the guide is in terms of the signature in the email, you can actually check there and just click on the WhatsApp or reply to the email, just checking where are you in the process. And I think you should actually get a response. But it's important that you go through your guide. So email the guide, WhatsApp the guide, you will definitely get a response. It's just to say, hi, this is my name and surname, this is my email address, just checking how far am I in the process, and you will get a speedy response.
Yes, thanks, Bindi. Next question, it says, hi, during these stages of the application process, how much time does one have to submit the next challenge?
Okay, so for the first stage of the application process, you submit your application and we will be in contact with you for the second stage. Once you receive the second stage email, you have 2 weeks to submit all your documents. If we need an additional document from you, you have 3 days to submit that document. After that, you have 3 days to request your interview, and you have 1 week to sign your contract. So that is basically the time limits in the application process.
Make them less. Make them less.
So for the next question, they're saying, hello, any tips for the 90 seconds video?
I think be like in a comfortable place.
Yeah.
I would suggest doing like an early morning before anyone has dampened your mood. So early morning, be in a quiet place. And I think it's just so easy to talk about yourself, especially if you're looking for a set opportunity. So introduce yourself, name and surname, and literally just answer the question. Why do you think you're incredible? What makes you stand out? What have you done that's so incredible and awesome? I think just speak. It's just you and the camera. No one else is judging you at that time, so you can go all in. Just keep it clean, keep it professional, and just make it enjoyable. I mean, we up until this point we hadn't even actually spoken to you about or met you. So this is the first impression. Make it count. So make it feel like we're looking forward, to meeting with you in terms of the interview, and the clients will actually be able to view this and want to know more about you. So yeah, just talk about yourself, be comfortable, be in an environment where no one is passing and no one can hear you, so you can just go all in. Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
Great tips, Bindi, thank you. So next question, do you guys offer part-time positions?
Unfortunately, no. All of our positions are full-time positions, so no, sorry.
You're right. They're also asking, is it necessary to have a degree on the area you apply to?
Not at all. And I think that's one of the amazing things about JobDoc, is that we do not only pay attention to a qualification, which is an advantage, I think, with any job, but your experience as well. Even if you don't have a qualification to back you, but if you have the years of experience and you have the work in terms of a portfolio, if you're in marketing to prove it, the submissions that you put in front of us and how you present yourself will count a lot towards you being successful. So I think that's one of the most amazing things about it. It is an advantage, but it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah, some of the updates that we have regarding the positions, it's that, like Pini mentioned, for the administrative position, we don't require a degree for the area. For the marketing team, for the marketing position, we might ask for a degree or a previous marketing professional experience for that position only. So for the next questions, they're asking, in one of your requirements, you requested a picture of our workspace. What if my workspace is in my bedroom? Will that deduct points from my application?
Well, I'm glad to say that I think, well, my workspace is in my bedroom. I don't know everyone's workspace, but mine certainly is. So as long as you have a dedicated space to put your computer in, to put all your stuff in, a desk, a chair, everything that you need to work, that can be your workspace. So you don't need to have an office. As long as you have a desk and a wall and a chair, you're fine.
I'm glad you guys don't notice that we're in our bedrooms right now.
So next question, how do you control the time of the assistants?
That is so important because also we come into this not knowing like how you're going to be tracked in terms of, you know, being at home and your employer is like miles and miles away. There is a system called, can I share the name? But maybe we just do have a system that tracks you, and you basically have to log in to it when you start your shift. And if you're gonna stand up for a bit or go, you know, away from your computer, there is, you know, you just have to log in that time, and when you come back, log it back in, so your hours are tracked, your time is tracked, your activity is tracked, and basically that's just an amazing system that's there. You are not with an employer or a boss watching you, but there is Big Brother is. So any activity that happens on your computer as well as tracked, we can know that you are streaming right now and listening to music or watching a movie and not working. So Big Brother's always watching.
Thanks, Bindi. So next question, hi, will it be a Monday to Friday positions, or does this include weekends too?
It generally is a Monday to Friday from US working hours. So that's from 8-9 in the morning to 5-6 in the afternoon, depending on the employer. Some employers, this is the general rule, some employers might ask for another very specific working schedule. However, anything that goes outside of the norm will be negotiated before we even set up an interview with you. So if, for example, you're matched with a client and they say, oh, I want you to work on Saturdays instead of Fridays, we would make sure that you are okay with that before continuing to match you with this client.
Okay, thanks, Maria. So next question, I understand it's a full-time position, but do you have student employees though?
Mari, help me.
Yes, of course. So the difficulty with student staffers is that there is a conflict of scheduling. So if you're studying anything, as long as your studying schedule is not in conflict with your working schedule. So what that means is, as long as you have your 8 hours for work intact and you can still study, then we have no problems. If, on the other hand, you have a fixed studying schedule and you have to attend classes, and this might impact your working schedule in any sense, then I am very sorry, but you would have to wait until you stop studying to apply with us.
Thanks, Maria. So next question, it says, my PayPal account can't be linked to a bank account in El Salvador. What are my options? I will be answering this one. So you will be receiving a monthly deposit via international wire transfer. So for you to receive your payment, you will need to have an account with any of the following banks, which are Banco Cuscatlán, Da Vivienda, Banco Agrícola, Banco Promérica, or Banco Industrial. So for anybody that's having the same issue from El Salvador, please take note on that. So for more questions, we're reaching the end. So if you have more questions, please write them down on the comments. We still have some more minutes. And well, some other questions that we have are, they're asking, if I'm studying marketing, can I apply for that position?
This one is a bit of a catch-22 because with the marketing position, we do require experience. I know some people will justify that they actually do kind of have experience in terms of what they've done in school and projects that they've participated in, or maybe they've helped someone with a social media page. In such a case, and I think with every application that comes through in marketing, you need to have a portfolio. Now, this portfolio needs to be presented to us in PDF format. You can use pictures, you can use links and descriptions of the work that you've done. We just need to be able to visualize, to view it, and to see what you've actually submitted or what you've actually done before as experience. So that's the only thing that will actually help carry your application. If you do actually apply for marketing, please also put together a portfolio and send it through with your application in PDF format. Is there anything you can add to this, Nadi?
Yes, of course. If you don't have a portfolio because your work is confidential or because you've never done this before, you can create a mock-up portfolio. Just please note that if you go through the application process with a marketing position and we match you with a client, they're going to be expecting marketing results. So you need to be able to create campaigns. You need to be able to write copy. You need experience or at least knowledge in everyday marketing software. And that includes a range of software that if you're not experienced in marketing or if you haven't studied it, you don't even know that you need it. So in this sense, if you're applying for a marketing position, if you don't have the necessary experience, we will review your profile and we'll ask you if you want to change for an administrative position if you don't have enough experience. If you believe that you do, please note that we will be asking for your portfolio, as Bindi said, and the client is going to request things as well. So you need to be able to come through.
Thanks, girls. Some few more questions. One is, once you get matched with a client, do I need to get headsets inclusive of the internet and laptop or computer?
Headsets. So that really depends on you and the workspace that you have and the work that you will be doing. If you're taking calls and you're in meetings all day, maybe very comfortable headphones would be a good idea, because then no one else in your house or wherever you are can hear your conversations, and that might make it more comfortable. Also, please note that whenever you are not using headphones, there might be feedback from the other person. So that's a thing to take note of for the interview even.
Thanks, Maria. So the last question would be, are you hiring all year long?
Oh yeah, all day. Through and through, we are constantly hiring. I mean, you can rest assured that there is work. We are just missing you, the talent. So definitely all day, every day, we are applying. If you wake up at 1 a.m. and think, oh, can I apply to JobDuck? Definitely, yes, you can. In December, definitely, yes, you can. We are throughout the year recruiting for talent. So yeah.
So, well, we have reached the end of this live session. I want to thank Maria and Pindi for being here, for joining. And well, we all hope that you enjoyed this live session, that you enjoyed meeting some of your guides. They're the Super Guides team, so you might know them, you might be soon to know them. And well, we hope that this was useful for you. And well, girls, is there anything that you would like to add?
I think just if anything, we are looking for you. If you're the next incredible being, this is you that we're hunting for. If you're looking for the, freedom, flexibility in terms of work, if you want a good company culture, join an establishment that really cares about your individual needs and that sees you more than just a number, then JobDuck is the place to be. We are waiting on your application.
And I would just add that if you have any questions, please remember that from the first stage of the application process, you have a guide assigned to you. So one of us will follow up with your process. And if you have any questions whatsoever, you can contact us and we'll make sure to have answers for you. So we're here and apply.
Yes, apply now.
Apply
And
now.
visit our website. So thanks everyone for joining, for watching, and well, I'll see you next time. So bye.